Hello, welcome to Dead Set on Success Coding with Jason. And just continuing on, I believe this is part 9 of the dice game or street dice game that I'm creating. Yesterday was kind of a little bit of a break. Too Tall E jumped on with me and wanted to know what I had been working on. So I took a little bit of time to walk him through some of the things. He had some interesting questions and um, just some comments about and some suggestions about what to do, which I thought was pretty fun. But today we're just going to continue going on. Before Too Tall jumped on, we had intended to start to move all of the console information or console logging to um, the UI controller. So throughout the entire app, we are doing things like returning this console log, like returning the game result. And so I don't want to be doing that anymore. So we're going to try to take it pretty slow, go through and see. So here, instead of doing something like console log roll result, we're going to do our UI controller display dice result. Okay. So let's come up here. It's a display shooter. This is going to become display dice result. Okay, and this is a function, and it's going to take in a dice result, and it's going to basically we just move in this console log. We're going to cut that here. And then we can do UI controller display dice result. And so this is just going to allow us to organize our code a little bit better. Display dice result, and then we're going to pass in the dice result. And so do we need to do that, or maybe we do. I mean, we could maybe simplify this by just passing this into the display dice result. But we may be wanting to, not sure. Does the roll dice itself do that? Current dice result equals sum dice. Oh, okay, and so display dice total. Okay, so display dice total function. We're going to take in the dice. How does that work? Let's go find out. Dice total equals game dice result. It's going to take in a dice total basically and display it. Pretty easy. So this one, this may not, so function we want to do dice total. That's what we're going to be taking in. And then we're just going to display the dice total. Okay. Ooh, oh, it's been a long day. Okay. So So we want to do UI controller display dice total, and we're going to pass in the game dot current dice result. All right, game set point. Do we have any console logs here yet? No. So game set point. Are we doing something? Do we try to set point, return this point? No, we're not setting the point. We're not console logging anything. But when we do set the point, we probably want to display the point. So let's make a function. So we need to display point. And it's going to take the point value. It'll just take the point and do console log point is point. Okay, and then now down here after set point we can do UIController display point game dot point, I believe that's what it is. Now resolve dice. I think I do a lot of function resolve dice. This is going to go into the game controller, I think. Game logic. Okay, so resolve dice. So we're returning console log game result. So this game result is going to be display game result. Display game result. And it's going to take in a result. And this is going to say result. So I think that we're returning this console logs. We don't need to do that anymore. We're just going to be returning the game result. And then now we're just returning a string, I guess. But we may want to say game result equals roll again. So now every time we're returning the game result. And so when we solve dice, we want to send the game result so then we can do UIController dot. Here we're going to display game result. Display game result. And then we're going to pass in the game dot current game result. Okay. Okay, so try set bet. This is kind of difficult to understand. So console logging the set bet game current shooter number bet. Okay, so set bet. This bet equals this bet. So if so we just want to console log the bet. So display current bet. I'm going to take the bet. I'm going to do console.log current bet. Okay. Down here where we try to bet. We can do UIController dot display bet. Okay. We need to try to set the bet. It's going to return something. Console log error. That's probably not display error. So make sure to set shooter. Console log error. Okay. This needs to be display error. Okay. I guess the only reason why we're doing this is because eventually I'm not just going to be console logging stuff. I'm going to be, you know, displaying it to the screen or into the browser, and that's going to need more stuff. And so having something like a display error, even though it seems redundant here to do that, just replace everything with UIController, it's going to be easier later when I need to update stuff. That's the thought anyways. So resolve bet, resolve the bet. So resolve bet. So we just need to display the bank. So display current bank, display bank. Bank array. Console. Okay. And down here we're going to replace this with UIController dot display bank. Game dot players banks. Okay. Okay, and maybe we just need to do something like display message. Display message function. And then it's going to take a message. And it's just going to console.log the message. I get started with that. Okay, and then that's what we're going to use for this stuff here. UI controller dot display message. And maybe that's going to be the same thing as display error, but maybe not. Okay, I guess we need to find out if we broke everything. So far, so good. Point is 4. Resolve dice. Game result to win. Set the bet. 20. Current bet is 20. 6. Resolve. Nice. So let's look at that. Resolve bet. Game. Resolve bet. Okay. Don't need that. We don't need that. Nice. All right. Let's give that another go. So set the shooter, roll the dice, set the point. Resolve the dice should be a win. The point's the same. Let's set the bet. We should have done that before. Ooh, let's set the bet again because that was weird. 1 is the bet, and then resolve the bet. Player 2 won, got $1. All right. So next on our list is going to be so right now we've got this recursive async readline. This is actually acting like our controller. This is the debug controller. So I kind of want to, let's see, D. I want to change this to debug control. Okay, does that work? I think it should. Excuse me, that was rude. Forgive me. Took a bunch of vitamins today. That's okay. So now change that to debug controller. That's the debug controller, but I'm going to have a game controller. So it might be that we want to do the debug controller, or we might want to, if we choose here where it says run the game, here we might run the live game controller. And that's where we're going to have the game controller here, and that's where we want the actual process of the game to happen, where you're playing through several rounds, going back and forth, switching the players when you lose, that type of thing. So that is our next step, and I do hope that you will join us for that. Thanks for watching. Please give us a like on YouTube and comment below. And we hope to see you next time. Have a great day, great night, and see you then.